Send your emails along to baseballtoday at ESPNRadio.com. First up is Grady in Huntington Beach, California. Hi, Karabell and Law. I'm an Angels fan. I'm curious if Mike Trout was also in his 8th season, if the bias against his MVP case would be the same. How much of the argument for Cabrera is that he's in his 8th season and Trout is only in his 1st season? Thank you for the show. I listen every day. It's our daily Miguel Cabrera MVP update, and he's going to win.
That's right.
I'm almost positive he will win, going
I
the way
think
like
so.
80 to 20%. But if Trout, I mean, is it because, well, why would there be a bias against Trout because he's a rookie? Because he can win it, he has 15 more years to win it and Cabrera doesn't? I guess that would be the argument.
I've heard that from a lot of Tigers fans, which is nonsense, but they don't vote anyway. But I've seen this from a few writers as well, ones who I don't believe have the votes, saying Trout's time will come. Trout has plenty of opportunities. I don't know that either of us really needs to spend much time on how wrong that is. If you actually vote on that basis, you should lose your vote. That's not appropriate. That is an abuse of privilege. You cannot say, well, he was second most valuable. This guy was second most valuable. I'm going to vote for him because he's got more experience, because this is his last chance to win the award. That is absolutely outside the scope of the rules here. I don't think there's any question. But we also don't have any tangible evidence that an actual voter on that award this year is going to do that. It's come up from readers. It's come up, like I said, columns from people who don't actually have that ballot this year. And they're free to make that argument. We're free to make fun of it.
Where is Cabrera second for you? I'm just curious.
Yeah, he would be second.
He's up to second.
He would.
Okay. Because when you wrote that article, he wasn't in the top 5, but that was, what, a month ago?
No. Well, because he finished very strongly.
Okay.
And Verlander, up until about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was making the argument that Verlander had actually produced more value than Cabrera this year, because he had up to that point. But Cabrera kept performing till the end. I mean, look, he got to fatten up on the Royals and Twins the last 2 weeks, and he did it. He got the opportunity, and then he took advantage of it.
So your top 3 would be Trout,
I think
Cabrera, and then I have Cano third for me. Cano finished.
Cano or Verlander. Yeah. I mean, Verlander's going to – it's so funny because he won last year. He was just as good this year, and he's going to get a lot – I think he's going to get a lot less support. I think Verlander may actually suffer. He's certainly not going to win the MVP. No.
But he's not going to win Cy Young.
I think
he doesn't have enough wins. They're going to vote for David Price and Jared Weaver.
David Price?
Absolutely.
I think Verlander will get a lot of support, though. As a guy who won it last year, you don't think so?
No, I think. Well, we just talked about it in this email.
Verlander's a no-brainer.
I think he's the no-brainer too. But people are not going to vote for. Some people won't vote for Verlander because he already won, and they're going to say, "Oh, he's already got it. Let's give it to a kid like David Price who's never won it." You know that'll happen. I mean, I don't care either way, but it's going to happen. I don't think.
But you know what? You
win.
shouldn't.
Of course you shouldn't.
Again, that's an abuse of privilege. That's not how you should approach the award.
Somebody's going to write an article
all day long
that.
Over who's actually more valuable. But you know what? We can sit here and say, you know what? I think that's a terrible argument. There's nothing unethical about putting Miguel Cabrera first. It is unethical to knock Trout down because he's a rookie. Because you know what? He'll have his time. That's not an appropriate use of the ballot.